VS Code productivity tips. Coding with AI. Here are 5 essential tips that all developers can benefit from when working with VS Code, or indeed any IDE. The last one is the most important as it introduces you to context engineering. So please hang on to the end. My first main point, however, is this. Make sure you download Git. Git is different from GitHub and it's for version control. Git from, please pause, go and download, very easy to install, it works on all platforms. And also get some understanding of Markdown. Markdown is the language that AI models understand. The file you're looking at now is written in Markdown. Those are my 2 tips, number 1. Tip number 2, always initialize your local repository. Now, what I have done here is I have created a folder on my desktop. I've called it Playground, and I've simply gone to File and Open Folder. And that's how I've come here. Inside this folder, there's just one file, which is the readme.md. Anytime you create a folder, the first file there should be a readme file. Anytime you are allowing AI to make changes to your file, you want to make sure you've got a good version control. And that is why initializing your local repository is very important, because that gives you the ability to roll back if something goes wrong. Now you can do that directly with Git commands. I know not a lot of people like Git commands, but in Visual Studio Code, you can also do it using the source control. You can see up here where I've got source control, you've got that on the left here. And if I click on that, you see initialize a repository. Now that is there because I have installed Git. You have to install Git. Once you've installed Git, when you come into a repository, just click initialize repository, and there we are. Now it's going to ask you to commit. So that what we have done there is we've done Git initialize. We can do that in the terminal. We can do it in the source tree. I have another video on that, by the way. You can follow that along. And then, of course, I have added my README file. And then you want to commit. And now to commit here, I can simply click commit. You should add a comment to your commit. And in the source tree, it can do that for you. So .say, if I click on that, it's now going to write the comments for me. So that's what I've got inside the comments, and you see what it's done. I did the comments, and now I do commit. And yes to that. Okay. Now, if I wanted to roll back, say I made a mistake, or I wanted to change something inside my README file, I could run that command, or I could do it here much easier. Let's come back out of this. So, point number 2, always initialize a local repository. So now you have got some version of version control going on. That's not a branch, that's totally different. That's something for another video. So that's my second point. Third point, have a structure to your project. And for this structure, you can use an ASCII tree. So in short, if you're working on a project, you're going to have files. And if you're going to have files, and you're going to have folders, don't just leave it up to the AI model. Set out the structure yourself. And it might help you to build an ASCII tree structure so you can literally see it and follow along. So, for example, in my case, I want to have different folders. Now, I have called this folder is called Playground, so I don't need to create that anymore. But I want to show this as a tree, okay? I want an ASCII tree structure, which is going to have the folder Playground, which is that one at the top. And then inside there, I'm going to have a GitHub directory because that's where my custom instructions go. And then I'm going to have these other directories and files. So I can ask my AI model to create this for me. So notice what I've got here. I'm simply going to copy this code, and I'm now going to go into my AI model. Here we are. I'm going to open up my chat. And now depending on if you've signed up for the pro version of GitHub Copilot, you'd have all these models, or you could have brought in your Claude AI or whatever one you're using into here. It would still work the same. So choose your model. I'm going to go for Claudette 4.5, and I am going to go into agent mode, and notice it's just under here. I'm going to highlight this, and then inside here, I'm going to put in my prompt, and notice what I'm going to do here. If I click this little icon here, it brings it up, so it makes it much larger. So it's going to create an ASCII tree structure to illustrate the folder name, and it's got all of that there, blah, 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 blah. And at the end, I'm going to say, place the diagram under the highlighted text. You notice that I did highlight that text when I copied this code. Now it's telling me that it's creating the tree. Oh, bingo, there's my tree. It's created it for me. I'm preparing to put it into the page. Yes, now it's saying, do I want to keep what it's created? Yes, do. Now let me minimize this again so you can actually see what it's created, and there we are. There's the tree structure it created for me. When working on a project, lay out your files. Create an ASCII tree structure so you continue to see and the AI will know where you're going. You don't have to do all the hard work yourself. Simply write it down as text, give it to your AI model, and it will create the ASCII tree for you. Tip number 4. Now, I typed all this out before, that's why it came out so quickly, but if you're doing a lot of things like this, you don't want to have to keep typing everything out. A VS Code speech by Microsoft. It's a VS Code extension which is highly useful, will increase your productivity a lot. So for that, just go onto your extensions here and do a search for VS Code speech by Microsoft. Just search for VS speech by Microsoft, and there it is. You can see it's got 463 million downloads. I've already installed it, that's why I don't have the install button there, and you install. So that will help you a lot. Let me give you an example. Now I have got that tree structure of my files. I want to create all these folders. Now I know you can go here and create folders, but that's going to take a lot of time. Notice what I'm going to do here. I am going to, that's the tree structure that I want to create. I literally want to create those files inside my inside this project. And so here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to go into, let me just minimize that to give us some more space. Now, anytime you're sending in a new prompt, always make sure you make a new chat window. If not, you're sending too much information to the AI model and that can overload it. Anytime you click send here, everything that is inside this chat window will be sent. So only send the things you need to. If not, you're overloading the AI model with information that it does not need. And so inside here now, I am going to, because I have got the voice to text, I'm going to say this. Write me a terminal command to create the highlighted folder structure. And off we go. So you can see it's seeing the highlighted tree structure, and it's going to write the command for me. It's going to write me a terminal command, and you see how easy that would be to use. Oh, okay, it's gone to write it inside there. I don't want it inside that one. I want to use my Git bash because Git creates a new bash for me. So I'm going to say this. Write this in a way that I can use it inside the Git bash. Okay, off we go. Now the reason why I wanted to use it inside the Git bash, because when you install Git, it introduces its own bash, which is uniform both on Macs and PC. So I'm sure that this will work for all of you. Okay, see what it's done for me there? That is a make directory, and P means it's going to make all these directories inside the parent folder. So it's going to do exactly what I want it to do. It's going to create a GitHub folder. Inside there will be these subfolders. Then there will be the Gemini, the .gemini folder, the large assets, the notes, the PRDs, the projects, the work area, and it will touch means it's going to create a file. It will create 2 files, git ignore and agents. That's brilliant. I'm going to copy that. Let me close that down now. So I'm back in here. Now I want to go into my terminal. Here's how you do it. Click on View and Terminal. So here I'm inside my terminal. I don't want to use the PowerShell. I want to use the Git bash. Now, if you're on a Mac, that might just say bash. That will be there if you have installed Git. Remember, that's the first thing I ask you to install. Okay, so here I am here now, and I'm simply going to paste this inside. there is my command, and enter into here. Oh, there you are, it's already done. See how quick that was. Okay, simply by typing in my commands into my terminal, my scaffolding, and there I've got my scaffolding. Hold on for me. Okay, so now I've got all my folders out. See how quick that was, simply by putting in a command. Okay, and then finally, context engineering. We're doing all this. The agents.md is very important, because the agents.md is going to have the context information for my AI models. So anytime, what I've been doing so far is just been putting in prompts, but those prompts are all standalone. But if you want your agent to work more efficiently, you should give it the context. What type of environment are you working in? Where do you want it to keep your files? That is what I am now going to do. And you can pause the video to take a look at this. I've just written it in very simple language, telling it to create the content of Agents.md for me. And I've told it what the project is. I'm telling it I'm using a LAMP stack. So notice what I'm going to do now. I'm simply going to copy that. Copy. Again, let me just minimize this here and come into my prompt. And I'm going to create another chat for this, because I don't want to send that information there again. And inside here, I put in my prompt and off you go. And so for that now, it is going to create for me my markdown and my agents.md as a markdown file. And it's working along pretty quickly. Oh, there was one line inside that file already, so you can see that it's replaced it. And it's always good to keep an eye on what is happening here, because it shows you what is going on. So it's replacing the line that is inside that file. And I might just have to fast forward this so that you don't have to wait for all of this to be written out. Now it's finished. Keep the file that is created for me. And let's take a look at what it's done. So let me just close that down. Let's come back into here, and there is my file, and see what it's created for me. So there we are. It's done that for me. It's understood that I'm using a LAMP stamp. It knows what LAMP stands for. LAMP, by the way, stands for Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. And it's gone out to write all of that for me. It's even included the diagram of how it wants files. That's good. So inside projects, it will make a subfolder, and it will put the files inside there if it's got another. So that's good. You can see what it's done there. So it's giving it an example. So that is your agents. So and then it's also giving examples. This is good. So it's also giving examples of how the PHP should be done. It got all of that because I told you I was using PHP 8.3. And also for my HTML, you can pause the video so you can go through this at a slower pace. But there is your agents.md. Very important. That's context engineering. Now, one more thing before I round up this short course. If I come back into I now want it to create a Copilot instruction. Copilot instruction is specifically for GitHub Copilot. But rather than duplicate what's inside agents.md, am I going to ask it to redirect the agent to the agents.md? So just to make that clear, anytime you're working in Visual Studio Code, it will expect your agent instructions, that's the context engineering, to be located inside the GitHub folder, inside this folder here. At the moment, there isn't anything there. Now, it will then go and look for agents.md. But just to be cautious, I always like to put in a Copilot instruction file inside my .github and then redirect it back to the agents.md. So that means that any agent that I am now using will all be getting the same instructions, because more and more we are using different agents. So here's the prompt that will do that for me. So I'm simply going to take this prompt and again go into my chat. I'm going to have a new chat for this, and inside here I'm going to put in my prompt and ask it to go off and get it done. But Okay, now it tells me that it's created it. Let's see. Let's just close you down. Come back into here, into my... Oh gosh, look where it's put it. Now, it should not be there. The Copilot instructions, and that's why you always need to check, should be inside the GitHub folder. It should be inside there. Are you want to move this? Yes, move. So I've moved it into there. That's where it should be. The Copilot instruction should always be inside the .github folder. So always check to see what it's doing. And if I come into this now, and yes, it is redirecting it to the agents, but now it hasn't duplicated too much. You just put some basic stuff there. That's fine. And for complete details, refer to there. That's good. That's good what it's done there. I want to keep this nice and short. So there are some essential tips that will help you tremendously when you are building your projects with AI. Please like and subscribe, and we'll produce another video soon. Thank you.